Welcome to the Lindsay and Tony podcast, where we talk about spirituality, business, and life experiences.
In this podcast, we're bringing our private conversations to you.
We believe that it's through discussion, action, and reflection that true change occurs.
Hi everybody, welcome to episode 78. This is why you're scared to go to the next level. In this episode, Lindsay and I talk about the different fears that come up that stop us from moving to the next level. The different fears that show up in our clients' lives and the different fears that might show up in your life that are stopping you right now from moving ahead, taking that next step, doing what your inner nudge is telling you to do. I hope everybody enjoys the show.
Hi guys, welcome back. We're so excited that you're here. Today's episode is all about why you're scared to go to the next level in your life. And this is a topic that is so huge, especially for business owners that are trying to put themselves out there or people that are trying to be of service to others, don't you think?
It is, because there's always a next level, no matter what level you're at. So if you think that you're at the peak of your career now or the peak of your relationship, you're not. There's always a next level. That's why I love this episode, because even 20 years from now, 50 years from now, we could look back at this and find some information in it that could help us go to the next level.
Right, and I think that if you settle for where you're at, then you're going to start getting bored. You're not going to feel as much purpose. This isn't in the place of kind of getting out of flow and trying to force things. This is more of being yourself, putting yourself out there, whether it's for relationships or for a business or for a career. It's very easy to get locked into things that don't change because it's comfortable.
Right, and it's like you always want to just keep living the same life over and over because it is comfortable. Mm-hmm. And the thoughts are scary when you think about switching it up. And I know I've been telling you recently, I've been feeling very like derooted lately. We just got off of a 2-month road trip, and I feel this vulnerable feeling, and I like to describe that as like anytime you go to the next level, you're like derooted and you feel vulnerable, and you feel like you have to replant everything and reroot yourself.
Exactly, and sometimes that means it's a hibernation period where you're not talking to the outside world. And I think that's really actually needed when you're going through that too. So for me, I want to shake Tony and be like, are you okay? Is everything all right? And he's like, I'm fine. I just feel like I need to get my balance back and be more grounded. And we left during the month of June, and we just got back. And that was like August 31st, I think we got back. It was late. It was late in the summer. Yeah. So it definitely, can take a toll on you, but it's a lot of fun and there's a lot of energy moved too. So it's like just honoring that part of yourself when you do those types of things, when you're moving bursts of energy.
Right. And that was the next level in our life before we started traveling a lot like this. So some of you might be thinking, I want to travel and I want to do all these things. And just know that whatever level you go to next, there's always going to be things that test you, and you could always fall back to the basics of what's working for you right now, the things that are working for you, and just go back and nail it, the basics.
Right.
Which you'll find it throughout all of our episodes, so all of our podcast episodes. We lay out a lot of the basics that help us just maintain as we keep on leveling up in every area of our life.
Yeah, and you can even take this too. If you're someone, I can just hear it. There's certain people that I could hear them speaking in my head. There's going to be some people thinking, well, I'm comfortable at home. I love being at home. I don't want to travel. Well, if you're comfortable at home and that's the story that you have and you want to keep it and you want to stay there, are you really comfortable at home? Or is it more safe for you to be at home and more comfortable because you fear being around a lot of people, or you fear being out of your comfort zone, really?
Or the weather. I mean, I know recently on this road trip, I was looking at the weather a lot more often. And
because the hurricane.
Yeah, the hurricane, and just like figuring out, okay, we're going from this state to this state. So is it going to, torrential downpours, or is it going to, any tornadoes or anything like that? I know that could stop people. But for really any area of your life, you could be like, oh, I'm comfortable now and I'm enjoying it. Can't we just be comfortable in the moment? What was that?
I was going to say, and even going to the gym, like this is compared to, I don't really weight lift at all unless I go with you to the gym and you're guiding me in those things. But I know people that go to the gym and they settle for just doing the same old weights. Well, sometimes you have to switch it up to kind of push back past that threshold so you go to the next level too.
Absolutely, and it's scientifically proven with the gym. It's you want to do things that confuse your muscle confusion. You keep doing the same things over and over and over again, then your muscles are used to it. You're used to it, and that breeds boredom too, and it breeds, like in the gym, to where you're not going to grow as much as you would as if you switch things up. So think about your life right now and the different areas to where, yeah, you're comfortable and maybe you're doing the health and the mindset and the personal development. I know all of our listeners are probably doing all these things, but maybe you're like Lindsay and I, to where you're a human being and you have these moments to where you're like, wait, this doesn't feel right right now. Even though everything's going well, it's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to go to a different gym or to do a different workout or to add another piece to my business or to switch careers or whatever that is. And I look at the next level like that. It's like whatever your inner pull's telling you to do, and we all have it, and it's very clear inside of us. If you stop and think, what is my inner pull telling me to do right now that I'm not doing? I bet we could all create a list of, I know I could create a list of probably 10 things at least right now, really quickly. And I think that everybody could create that. And to me, that's what the next level is in your life, is that inner pull and just doing it. Despite all of these things that we're going to be talking about throughout this episode.
Yeah. So want to start with number one?
Yeah, so basically to sum it all up with all of this is fear. Why are you scared to go to the next level in your life? Well, it all is summed up with one word, fear, but let's talk about some of those fears. So like the fear of success. I know some people might think, like, what? People fear success? Well, let me break it down for you. I'm one of those people that actually, if I'm honest with myself in this moment, I would still say I fear success, meaning I'm very confident that I could create anything I want to create. I'm almost scared, like, whoa, if I create this and it gets too big to where there, millions of people see it and all of these people are messaging me, am I going to be able to handle that?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to handle all that energy?
That's a common one. For me, my fear was if I put myself out there and I'm looked at as like a know-it-all. Before I put myself out there, I was thinking, what if people think of me as this? And it was not to the strangers, it was people that I knew. And I brought a lot more on to myself, I think, than what I could have got, because I resisted against that happening to me. And I realize that more so now, looking back. But that's painful, when you're going through that, when you're putting yourself out there and you're afraid that what if you think of yourself as, other people think of yourself as the know-it-all, and then your friends don't respond the way that you'd want them to be supportive.
Right, and that goes with people that are looking to put themselves out there as some form of expert or consultant or anything like that. I feel the same way even still sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, man, I hope people understand who I am, and that just because Lindsay and I both have a podcast doesn't mean that we think we know everything about everything. We just know a lot about a little, actually. If you look at our podcast, we focus on these, but these are the thoughts that go on in our mind. And these are the thoughts that actually stopped me for several years to even put out a video. These are one of the thoughts.
Yeah.
And some of the thoughts, if you guys feel the same way, go ahead and write in the comments below, whether you're on Apple or social media. Write that you felt the same way, because what I found is when we talk about these things that we fear and then we realize that, whoa, everybody else feels the same way.
Same thing.
It's like a release, and it's like a game, and it's like, oh wait, even though I feel this way, I could still act because this person did it, and this person did it. So yes, Lindsay and I are both here telling everybody watching this and listening that we have all of these same fears that we're talking about in this episode. We have them too still. We're just aware of them.
Exactly. I mean, I know Marie Forleo, she's someone that's she's introverted. So you wouldn't think that. Everything looks like it came easy to her in entrepreneurship. You see her out there, she has a book deal. She just got #1 book. She has a successful online program for business. you look at certain people and you think, oh, it's easy for them. No, they all experience some sort of resistance. Les Brown experienced resistance. There's many people. We were just watching, what was that movie last night?
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton. The stuff, the resistance that they faced as rappers, even before they became rappers, was crazy. But people only saw when they were on top. So that's what they think. They think that they had it easy and they just reached the top. No, it doesn't work like that.
And that's the thing too. They think that everybody on the top right now, like, oh, since they're at the top, everything that Lindsay and Tony's talking about right now and everything that anybody talks about these things that you experience going to the top, they think that they're not experiencing them still. And they're experiencing all these fears and all of this resistance still, even though they're at the top. So all the celebrities you're seeing, all the people that have a successful business or whatever the top you say is at the top, they're still experiencing all these emotions. But I think that they just handle them differently.
Yeah, well, my psychic medium students, I love my groups, and your students that you work with too. I mean, you work with whether it was doctors or people that won pageants and experience this resistance that can come up, but.
Well, people that are at the top of their game.
Yeah.
That's what I found is no matter if they're a doctor, if they're a public figure, all of my clients have similar fears.
Yeah.
Even though that they have the success on the outside.
Yeah. In having the support, I think the big thing is with my students in the group that we have going on, when they share their fears and their vulnerability, that's where really a lot of stuff takes place because we find that there's all similarities. So just speaking it and talking about it with other people and knowing that, hey, this is normal, this is something that happens with growth, it puts people at ease. But it's the same fears. So when my psychic mediums come out as a psychic medium, that's like the first step. They have to out themselves and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. They experience people closest to them resisting this growth. They experience outside people giving them Bible, quotes from the Bible or anything that you could imagine. It's normal. It's a given. But having that support, knowing, hey, this is going to happen. It's going to be okay. You're still going to get through it. That's a big thing.
It is a big thing. And voicing it, and like you said, just being able to voice it in a safe space, moving that energy and not holding it in. Because when I hold in things, I start to become like a ticking time bomb, I feel. And I feel like everybody's like that.
Yeah.
Where if you're not talking about your fears, you're not talking about these things that's going on in your head, you're not in this safe space, like in a mastermind, or maybe you have a coach, you don't have, or your wife or husband at home, or your friends around you. I have people that I meet up with weekly. Lindsay does too. These different support groups, it's easy to get lost, and it's easy to step back into your comfort zone and to keep doing the same things that you've been doing, which obviously they're not making you fulfilled, because that's why you're thinking about the next level stuff anyways.
Right. And what's the next one on the list?
So another thing is why people are scared to go to the next level, because they don't even know what they want. They don't know what the next level is. They're so confused and overanalyzing all of this stuff that we've been talking about in this episode, and everybody's opinions on what they should do, and they're so lost in that they don't even know what they want. I know sometimes I'll spend on a call with a client, it'd be a 50-minute call, I'll spend 20 minutes straight, 30 minutes straight, sometimes even longer, asking them, what do you want? What do you want? Over and over, helping them. I found out that a lot of moms are like this. Their life, when you ask them what they want, is always tied to what their kids want. Well, what's your dream vacation? You would ask somebody. Well, I would like to do a Disney cruise out to here and there. And that's okay. It's okay to like think about all these dreams and all these goals and things that you want for your kids. But if you're not taking time to think about what do you want, you're not even going to know what your next level is.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that's huge. And that's something to like really sit with and think about. Is someone else attached to your dream? Which is totally fine, but like really at the core of what you want. A lot of people will say, well, I'm going to wait till this moment. I'm going to wait till I retire. I'm going to wait till my kid gets older. I'm going to wait till my dog grows up more and is not as a puppy and like we could take them places. There's so many different things that can be an excuse for other people, but really I think that's a deflection of like getting clear on what it is that you want for yourself and really taking ownership and saying, hey, I do want to change, and admitting it.
Exactly. So think about it right now. Just pause for a moment here and just think about, what do you want? So what do you really want? And then now as that comes up, think about what fears are stopping you from doing that. And then those will be your answers to where to go and what to do. And I feel like the more that we ask ourselves these questions and we allow presence to happen and we allow ourselves to like look inside and to see what we really want and what we're truly fearing, it unlocks something inside of us.
Yeah. And also sometimes when we ask ourselves these questions, what we really want, we already have. We're just not being grateful for it and really being present to receive it. I remember when I was talking to a medium friend, we were on a call, our intention calls, and we had to talk about what we wanted. I don't even remember what the question was, but each week we would say the same thing. We would answer the same questions. And my friend said to me, Lindsay, you're saying you want this, but you already you're doing it. You're already doing it. And I'm like, yeah, but I feel like I could do more. And it wasn't enough for me. And I wasn't taking that in, that I was actually doing the steps. I was already there. What I wanted, I was already there, but I was missing it because I was so focused on taking action without reflecting mixed with the action. So I think there's a big mix that we need, is taking action on something, whether it's writing it down and taking baby steps towards it, but also when it's happening, we reflect on it and take it in.
Absolutely, because here's the thing too, what came up with me as you were saying that, is as you start to do personal development and you start to really tune your energy, things start happening a lot easier for you than they do for the average person. And I think with a lot of our people that watch our show, it's the same thing like this. They're high achievers, they're focused on getting their energy right, and things happen easy for them. So then they have this inner thing inside of them where they're like, yeah, everybody's praising me for all this stuff that I created, but that was easy to me.
Yeah.
And you don't feel like you deserve it because it was so easy for you. So that could be a thing too, to where you're like, you're not soaking it in, you're not appreciating it because it came so easy to you in a society where they try to teach you that you have to work hard for everything.
Exactly.
And hard work, that could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Right. And I think there is a balance with that too, because sometimes we forget how much work, I'm putting in quotes, how much work we do. It's tedious work. It's not hard work. It's just consistency, really. And sometimes we can forget the consistency leading up to the point of where we got. And then it feels easy. Like, oh, I'm just doing what I love. So you put in the time and energy into it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, everything takes all kinds of time and energy. I mean, as everybody knows here, if you try to build out anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But when it comes to higher achievers, I feel like they attract things a lot more because their energy's on a higher level. I
believe that too, because they're more clear and focused.
They're more clear and focused. Well, yeah, it's really, they see what's in front of them already, and they draw people to them, opportunities and different things, to where other people, like, they might be trying, but their energy's not right, and they can't seem to draw that opportunity to them. So that's another thing. So you might be at a level right now to where you, like Lindsay was saying, you think that, oh, well, I want to get here, and here. Well, think about it. When you're doing a session with your coach or with whatever, maybe you're by yourself and you're thinking about the things that you want and you're writing them down, look at them and reflect and think, wait, do I already have these?
Yeah.
Do I already have these? What am I already experiencing here? And what do I really want? Do I want to experience the feeling of this? Or do I really want this? Or do I really want more money or more business or more clients, or what is it that I really want? Because what you'll find is, over time, what I found too was a lot of things that you think you do want, you actually don't end up wanting them once they come to you as well. So going back to why people are scared to go to the next level, and one of the reasons being they don't know what they want. This is a sign right here to really get clear on what you actually do want. So that way you know the action to take and you know what the next level actually even is.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. And if you want to get really clear, I'll say this before we move on because I don't know how we're doing on time, but if you want to get really clear, imagine this is your retirement year, because that's like the popular thing right now. Like, when I retire, I'll do this. If it's your retirement year, what would you do next? Really? Like, think about that. Would you be moved to Florida or Hawaii and retire in Hawaii or Florida and sit on the beach and enjoy volunteering with animals, an animal rescue? Well, why are you waiting till retirement to do that if you really want to do it now? Like, you can find a way. There's steps to that, but what's the point of waiting? So it's something to think about when you're getting clear on your vision too.
Yeah, maybe it's going back to that first thing we talked about, like the comfort zone thing, the programming in us. We're programmed to wait. Oh, you retire at 60 and then you do this. So yeah, think about that. Think about if you retired, or even think about, say you only had 6 months to live. Say you only had 1 month to live. What would you be doing now?
Yeah.
That you're not doing. So think about that. These are all deep questions to ask yourself, but I think they're very powerful, because what is the point of waiting? Think about 5 years ago. That happened just like that.
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
So I'm excited. I'll go ahead and just add, before we end this, I'm excited about a program I have coming up.
Yes, that's what I was just thinking of, actually, because it goes along with everything we're talking about.
It does. The Empath Accelerator Mastermind. So I'm going to be working specifically with people just like myself that are highly sensitive to all of the energies around them, but yet they have a heart of gold and they want to just put their message out to the world, and they just need some support. So that's starting actually in October. If you want information on that, go ahead and inbox me or email me at tonymitchellmmm@gmail.com.
Or they could just go to your website and put their name and email in your newsletter too.
Yeah, or just join my newsletter at tonysmitchell.com if you want more information on that. And I will be supporting a group of empaths over a 3-month period to, just like it says in the name, the Empath Accelerator Mastermind, to accelerate your life in whatever area that you're wanting to go. Because what I found was too, with all of this, is why we're scared to go to the next level is, like we talked about throughout this episode, we don't have the support around us. We don't have the people that believe in what we're doing. We don't have the right education. We don't have people that could look straight at us and see clearly.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the mirror, or when you're in the picture as you are yourself, it's hard to really see things, especially when you're overanalyzing a lot of things. So when you join a support group and you join a coach, they're able to see clearly what you can't see. And when you see it, you're going to take action immediately. Your energy is going to be so clear, and it's going to be effortless action.
Yeah. And you might even think, am I even an empath? You don't really need to know if you're an empath. If you're a heart-centered person that wants to put yourself at the next level, and you need energetic support, and you want like a high-quality community of professionals, this is one of those groups that you want to be a part of. I mean, I've seen the people that Tony has worked with and the transformations that have taken place within 30 minutes or 50 minutes. And I know this group is so powerful. Like, I can't even tell you how excited I am for everyone that is in that October group. But it's something that's going to be magical. So I'm excited for them. And for you, if you're someone that's listening, I'm excited.
Absolutely. And that's the exciting part too, is that, like Lindsay said, on a 30-minute call, a 50-minute call, I've seen miracles take place with my clients, like transformations just in one call. So now this is actually a package where I'm going to work with clients for 3 months, and I'm very excited to see what happens with that.
Yeah. We hope that you enjoyed this episode, and share with us any aha moments you had or anything that you want to share with us. So we will see you next time. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you liked it, leave a 5-star review on iTunes, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel too.
If you can think of anyone else that would love this episode, share it with them right now on social media or email. And remember, getting results is a process of learning, applying, and reflecting. Stay consistent and continue to grow every day.